where he was one of the four brown berets. And I've actually had him on the show before. And are you on the line, Daniel?
Yep, I'm right here.
How are you doing?
I'm doing really well. How you doing, DeeDee?
Good, good, good. Just a little bit about you. I just kind of want to tell my audience a little bit about you before we go into it. Daniel's been acting, he's a veterano in the acting business. He's been acting, according to his IMDb account, since the 1980s. And in fact, he was on one of my favorite television shows when I was a teenager, Beverly Hills 90210.
Yeah, I do.
I bet you didn't know I liked that show.
Well, you know, you're a product of your time. I can't, you can't help it. No, I'm kidding. It was a good show. It was a good show.
Yeah, I liked it.
I had a good time there.
It was
and
goofy.
You know, it's funny. I got to interact with everybody on the cast, but the one guy that really stood out was Jason Priestley. He was such a nice guy. I was just there for the day, and I'm in my dressing room, and he comes over. First of all, he knocks. He didn't just barge in like he owns the place. This was already the second season, so they were like superstars.
Mm-hmm.
And he asked to come in, and he said, "Hey, my name's Jason. You know, whatever you need, the green room's over here. There's food." I mean, the guy just gave me the lay of the land. He was just such a nice guy. I'll never forget that. I'll never forget that. Everybody else was, all right, but he just like went out of his way to be nice.
And you are also one of the voices on Coco. How did it feel to be part of that project, knowing that it won a major award?
Well, the award is nice, but just the fact that for once in our freaking lives, they respected our culture. That's what really blew me away, because 90% of the time they don't care, they don't know, and to some degree you can't blame them. To some degree you should. And for once, they took the time. They went to Mexico. They got Lalo on board as a consultant and a bunch of other people. They did what they had to do. They did their homework and respected our culture. And it's gorgeous. And look at it, and they've made $1 bazillion. And at least now they know, oh, what? If we cast it with actual Latinos, we'll do well. That'll be refreshing. So that was nice to see. And this is on the heels of, or right before Black Panther, too. So I think Hollywood is finally getting the message.
Waking up.
Because, go ahead.
Yeah, they're waking up.
It's about dang time, How long have we been here? Since before everybody?
Before the Pilgrims, right? That landed on Plymouth Rock. Remember that?
That's right. And they say Native Americans were here first. Well, a lot of us have a lot of Native American ancestry in our blood, too.
Right, we're native to the Southwest. Mexicans are definitely native. So, also, I have to tell my audience this. I was perusing Daniel Mora's IMDb account, and I discovered a television show I had not watched until today, and the TV program is titled Lucifer. And I have to bring this up because I noticed that, Danny, you were on season 2, episode 2, and you were practically naked in the tanning bed before the cops busted in on you, and you were in zebra underwear. Chonis.
Yeah.
Osvaldo, estaba en chonis.
And the audience got over it soon enough, I hope.
No, I was laughing. I just knew I was gonna give you crap for that.
It's funny. I had just finished the play Trio Los Machos that Josefina Lopez wrote, like 2 weeks before I went up to shoot. Oh, no. Actually, I had to go shoot towards the last weekend. And in that show, in a stage show, I was in leopard underwear. So there's a scene when I come out of my underwear, so it was like a whole theme for me during that time. I don't know why.
What's going on with the leopard and the animal theme underwear? I'm gonna have to talk to your wife.
Well, usually at that point they're what underwear? But no, I should try the cat skins. Yeah, who knows? We might get somewhere with it.
Shout out to Paula Renteria. I didn't know you guys went way back, like 30 years. I didn't know you guys were really good
my
friends.
God, close to 30 years. Yeah, we have a FedEx thing that we did a few years ago where, because he and I and 2 other guys are part of the Mucho Gusto band. And we got a FedEx commercial where you customize your own commercial for your own business through FedEx, and we're one of the themes. And we're like a norteño band, and it's funny as heck. I don't think it's online anymore. I haven't been able to find it. But a friend of mine just sent it on Facebook a couple days ago, so that's why I was. And I saw the show last week with Paul, which was really cool to enjoy because I know he had a lot of bikers there, and he's a major biker, and he rides not iron horses but also real horses. He's actually a descendant of the last wife of, did you know that, of Pancho Villa?
Yeah. Yes, he told us about that.
That was the last wife.
Yeah, that he said that was an amazing experience. Do you have a bike by chance?
I used to have a crotch rocket.
Oh, the ones where your back hurts?
And I got into a lot of trouble. I used to do dumb things like, run away from the cops just for fun. I almost got killed a couple times because I'm hitting 140 miles an hour on the bike.
Oh my
And I got high-speed wobbles. And we used to play tag. You ever heard of that?
No.
Well, one guy takes the lead, and he hauls ass everywhere, and you have to follow him, and whomever passes him up is it. So now you got to follow this guy. And you just do it till you get tired. And I almost got killed there, too.
Oh
and
my
I've hit the pavement like 3 times over the dumbest little things, 140 miles an hour doesn't faze me, but a little bit of sand on a turn, and that's it. You're down. So, I can't do that now with the family.
So it sounds like, let me see, I counted 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You're like on your 7th life, so you've got 2 more to go.
It's funny. Are you coming next Tuesday?
I want to go. I don't know if I'm going to be able to make it. And thank you for bringing that up. Tell us about this film.
Anyway, that's one of my lines.
Are you lying?
I say that I swear to God, I say that I have 7 lives. No, 9 lives. 7 lives in Spanish, and then a menos que lo diga en inglés, son 9. Because they're 7 here, it's 9. I don't know why that is.
Ooh, we just
but anyway, it happens to be a line in the movie.
Wow, that's a Twilight Zone moment. I should become a writer.
I know, right? or a soothsayer, a gypsy.
Yes, I've been called a curandera. What do they call them?
You've been called what?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry, I shut that one off. What have you been called, woman?
Curandera.
Other than activist.
Totally.
Huh?
Totally a Chicana activist, totally. But I'm dabbling into the entertainment. It's a lot more fun on this side, Danny. It just is. Politics is so evil and so hardcore, and I was starting to get too many gray hairs. Tell us about your new film. Tell us all about it, whatever you can tell.
Well, we're having a screening at the Egyptian Theater next Tuesday. From what I understand, it's almost a full house, close to 700 people. And it's called El Contratista. It was called Los Internacionales, and now it's been renamed El Contratista. And I play the bad guy there, a narco, cartel guy. But I like to call myself a good guy in a bad job. So, and the director, he let me have a good time, and it's really, people that have seen it really, really enjoy it. And it's about a guy, a contractor, defense contractor, who it's kind of like Blackwater, only Latino. While in the service, he was a captain, and he worked with a Venezuelan guy, a Puerto Rican, a Mexican, a Cuban, and he brings them all together for this job after they've all left the service. So it's an action-packed thing, and we shot this in Mexico, and we just had a blast.
Wow.
And there's a lot of Mexican stars in it, too. Mario Zaragoza, Juan Ignacio Aranda, who's the son of Lopez Tarso, I don't know if you remember him, Mexican actor. Yvonne Montero, Ana Layevska, there's a bunch of Mexican stars, and a bunch of Americans. And for once, it's all Latino, and it's a damn good film. Oops, sorry, I'm not supposed to cuss, I guess.
It's okay.
Okay. Anyway, we're screening it next Tuesday to a big house, so it'll be fun. Hopefully you can make it. I hope you can make it.
Yes, I'll let you know Monday if I can make it, so you'll have to at least save 1 ticket for me.
Well, even if I have to give you my ticket, you're getting in.
No.
I already saw it. I'll just come in later for the congratulations. No, I'm just kidding.
You'll hang out in the popcorn gallery?
Yeah. I'll have a couple of drinks before. No, but I'm serious. I hope you can make it. And if it is full by then, seriously, you take my ticket.
Very cool. Very cool.
Like I said, you're an important Chicana, so.
Thank you. I fight, man.
You must be catered to.
Brown power. I'm holding up my fist right now. Speaking
of
the brown berets.
Brown, so we have to take care of each other.
Yeah. And by the way, I liked your role in the Brown Berets. I liked your acting. That was a lot of fun.
I love that play.
Yeah, that was a good one. What future?
Yeah, it was so nice to meet you back then.
Yes, ditto.
And we're still looking for funding for the music because, the music is so iconic. The whole movie's done, it's cut, it's everything. All we need is the rights to the music. I think it's an important film,
Don't you guys need to raise, doesn't he need to raise like 50 grand? Another 50 grand?
More?
More,
oh,
yeah.
No. Yeah, more than that.
Music's
expensive. It's just the music. The music's expensive.
Yeah. It's like, isn't it like 100 grand a song or something like that?
Some of them are. Yeah. I mean, here they're not that expensive because they're older, but they're very iconic. Land of a Thousand Dancers and Dances and all these songs that are very iconic of the era. And it's because it's an era-specific piece. The music's important because it immediately transports you. So we're still working on that. Maybe we should do a screening in Arizona.
You should do a screening. I'm working on a couple of movie scripts. I submitted a treatment called Mariachi Me, and so it's a lot of fun writing and just allowing your creative brain, that side of your brain, to just take over. And one is going to be based on a true story with regard to a political woman that is my friend here. She's also a co-host on this show.
Oh, wow.
What future projects are you working on?
Well, Goliath with Billy Bob Thornton, I got an episode of that coming up in June on Amazon. And I just got word today, looks like we're going to be doing a feature film, and I've got the lead in that. And I play a Mexican man who kind of befriends this Filipino boxer and becomes his surrogate father to some degree. Kind of adopts him because he doesn't have a father, and the guy rises to greatness, and they both do, obviously. So that's coming up in August. But recently, though, in February, I just did my first opera. If you can believe that.
What?
Yeah, with the Mariachi Vargas de Tecalitlan. The Mariachi Vargas de Tecalitlan. Oh my God, I was so in awe of these people. They're just incredible musicians, and the singers. I didn't sing. I had the only non-singing role.
Oh,
but I was just.
So if you didn't sing, what was your role there?
What's that?
Well, if you didn't sing, what did you do? How did you get involved with that big show? Osvaldo says it's a big show. He's from Mexico City.
What's that?
Osvaldo, the director, said it's a really big show, really big deal. He's also from Mexico City, and I was wondering what your role was on that project.
Well, it's called Cruzar la Cara de la Luna. It originated in 2010 in Houston. It went to Chicago, New York, San Diego, Paris, and now Los Angeles. Mm-hmm. And it's a big theater, 1,700 seats. My role is the pollero, the one that brings the lead across, and she dies in the desert. And it's about her husband, who reminisces about her and how, he came to this country and the things that he gave up, like his wife, and then she dies on him. And it's a beautiful story, and the music is gorgeous. And one of these singers is Juan Mendoza. I don't know if you know old Mexican singers like Lola Beltrán, Jorge Negrete. But there's a singer called Amalia Mendoza Latariacuri. Have you ever heard of her?
I've heard of Lola Beltrán, pero what was the other one?
Amalia Mendoza. She's a contemporary of Lola Beltrán and Lucha Villa and all those. But her nephew was one of the singers and one of the characters in the opera. So Juan Mendoza, such a nice guy. He's just the nicest guy in the world. So it was really fun to share a stage with him. But I was just so honored because since I could walk, I remember my dad cranking the Mariachi Vargas de Caliclan, and he would crank it. And then he'd complain about my rock and roll, but, you know, what are you going to do? So I grew up with that stuff. And I was just in awe. It was incredible.
Speaking of rock and roll, what kind of rock and roll did you like?
I like classic rock. I'm a Led Zeppelin, AC/DC. I went to see them not too long ago. Hard rock, classic rock, because they just don't make music like that anymore.
Yeah,
you know?
I know. I love Led Zeppelin, AC/DC, and Pink Floyd.
ZZ Top.
ZZ Top.
Floyd,
oh my God, I just saw them.
Yeah, I love ZZ Top.
Oh yeah. So, tell us, you've been in the industry for a long time, since the 80s. Have you seen things get better for Chicanos, Latinos, Mexicanos? Tell us what the vibe is. I mean, you're right there, you know, you're in the thick of it.
It's funny, being in this business, every time something happens, we all kind of, in a strange way, in a weird way, we all kind of look at each other and just, oh man, here we go. This is our decade. It now begins. And that was the 80s, and then the 90s, and the 2000s, y nada. Now, things are happening. Now, you know, we got, you know, like Jane the Virgin, which I did a movie with Gina. We did Philly Brown together. And let's see, The Good Doctor, Nicholas Gonzalez, he's a friend of mine. Now Mayans MC with Emilio, you know, things are popping. And you see a lot more characters here and there. For once, we survived into the future in the last Star Wars or 2 Star Wars ago. You know, it's like we didn't exist in the future.
Yeah.
Russia didn't make it. We didn't make it. But no, now we made it. So, and like I said, now with Black Panther and Coco, you know, Hollywood is realizing that we're bankable. And with our people backing us up, you know, by buying those tickets or not going to see something because it's exclusive of us, you know, Hollywood is paying attention. And it's all about the bottom line. It's all about, you know, hit them in the wallet. You want to see change? Hit them in the wallet. When I see stuff that I totally disagree with, I'll write a letter to the CEO of the company. I don't care who it is. Because they see every letter, and I've heard 2 numbers. Every letter that somebody actually writes and sends and says, I'm not going to buy your product because you don't give a crap about us, they see it as 500 other people who feel the exact same way, just don't take the time to write the letters. And I've also heard 5,000. So every letter counts, even if it's just 500. But we got to hit them in the wallet. We got to demand respect, you know? Like I said, we've been here before anybody.
Yeah.
And we still don't get no respect. But we have to demand it. You know, women are now with the Me Too movement and the Time's Up, they're demanding respect. And I'm glad they're getting it because I have a daughter, you know, 2 stepdaughters and my wife, and they should be respected. So you know, things are changing a lot. And I think social media has a lot to do with that. I mean, look what it did in the Middle East. So you're at the vanguard of that too. Yeah.
Yeah.
So lead the way, girlfriend. Women are doers now. Women are kicking butt. So
it's been tough, man. It's been tough because...
And write a role for me if you don't mind.
No, it's been tough. I was in the military in early 1990s, and I had to work so much harder than the men to prove my strength. I mean, I was always at the gym, just trying to work out, just to be strong and fit. And what
kind of an MOS did you have?
I was a bomb dog handler. So I handled and I had to carry a 100-pound dog, and I was only about $110. But I did it, damn it. I did it. And I had like the most drug bust. I mean, I became the, you know, Miss Law Enforcement. I mean, I had to do those busts because the men, they would pat each other on the back, and, you know, I was like I think I was maybe less than a handful of the women in the law enforcement squadron, and I had to prove myself. So women have had it tough.
You know what? Emilio was an MP too.
Oh, Emilio?
Yeah, he was an MP.
Rivera?
Yeah.
Oh, I had no idea he was in the military. Osvaldo Emilio Rivera was in the military. He's such a good guy, and so are you, Danny, and so is Paula Renteria. I didn't know you guys are good buddies. I mean, that makes sense, though.
Yeah, you know, Hollywood's a very incestuous business. Everybody knows everybody, and you go to an audition, and you actually have to force yourself not to catch up with your friends. So, yeah, I recently found out about Emilio being in the military because, you know, what is it, Veterans Day, everybody posts their, like I have a shot where I'm in full gear. I was a paratrooper, so I had like all my stuff, and I was you know, ready to jump. And he had one with military police, and I'm like, damn, I didn't know you were military police. You know, and he says, yeah. And you should see the picture. It's you know, un pollito. You know, he was like what, 18, 19 maybe.
That explains his...
Anyway, I went off on the topic. What did you ask me?
No, that explains the camaraderie that you develop in the military. A person just develops this camaraderie. I'm going to be having a hero that lives in your state of California. His name is Hector Barajas, and he was deported several years ago to Tijuana.
Oh, yeah.
And guess what? The California governor pardoned him, and he's going to be on the show as telling us how he's continuing the efforts, and I'm just so proud of him.
He's 82nd Airborne, just like me.
Oh, he was?
Yeah, he was a paratrooper. He had his Marine when he came back. He had his maroon beret on and military uniform. You see it right there. All Americans.
How long were you in?
Yeah. I was 3 active, 3 reserve.
Ah.
I was at Fort Bragg, North Carolina. I had a southern twang. Took me a while to get rid of, and to this day the y'all comes out in the middle of my conversation.
Oh, so then you
it's
sound
funny.
Tejano.
In English, I came back like a southerner, and in Spanish I came back like a Puerto Rican because I had a lot of Puerto Rican friends. So I don't know who the hell I was after that. And I'd never been north of Disneyland, so you know, to be in North Carolina all of a sudden was a big shocker for me. Where were you stationed?
Fast forward to yourself in 20 years. Fast forward. What would you like to see happen with the Latino, Chicano, Hispanic community in Hollywood, in Los Angeles, in television, media? What would you like to see? What's your dream? You know, you have a dream, Martin Luther King type of vision. Put your visionary hat on.
You know, I mean, I'll be way too old then to enjoy it, but I just hope, you know, Raza are lead roles, and it doesn't have to be a Latino surname. Just, you know, because they always represent us on screen. Now, why don't we ever represent them? So I wish now that we get a little reciprocity, you know, that we do regular white roles or Joe Schmo or whatever. Kind of like Andy Garcia when he did, Al Pacino's nephew. He was just an actor. And look at him. He got an Oscar. See, the thing is, when they give us a chance, when we get the lead roles, the juicy ones, the three-dimensional ones, we kick ass.
Yeah.
So I hope that's the norm. I hope that's the norm in 20 years.
A good friend of mine that I like to go visit. Well, they're a couple. In my view, they're a power couple. I know you know them, Enrique Castillo and Bel Hernandez. But one of the things
I just did Bel's show last week, and Kiki and I just did a short called Tijuana. He plays the mayor of Tijuana, and I play one of the businessmen.
Oh, you do?
It's a good film, by the way.
Can we see it? Where can we see it?
About a month and a half ago.
Can we see it online now or on Amazon?
No, they're still editing. It's just a short right now, but it looks really, really good.
So look for Tijuana.
Yeah, Tijuana the movie. As soon as the short comes up, I'll blast it on Facebook, and I'll remember to send it specifically to you.
Yeah, and I'll put it on Frecuencia Alterna and tag Osvaldo también, and just, you know, because our audience is Mexican American. That's our demographic.
Yeah. It's a good. I think it's going to do well because it's Tijuana in the 20s, which was very, very interesting time in Tijuana because there was a lot of things going on, you know, in the roaring 20s over here. And then Prohibition came in, so everybody flocked to TJ. As a matter of fact, my mom went to junior high in El Casino de Aguacaliente, which is where Al Capone used to go. So when my mom went, it was no longer a casino, obviously, but it was a high school. She went to prom in the Salón Dorado, which is this gargantuan ballroom where the ceiling is it's covered in gold leaf. Beautiful, beautiful ballroom. And she used to go there, and I went there for secundaria. I went for 1 year. I forgot what I was talking about, too. Anyway, it's a very interesting time in the history of Tijuana. Tijuana is not just the bars and stuff like that. I have family down there, and there's a lot to it.
And there's good food there too. There's a lot of good food there, and desserts.
Oh yeah, are you kidding me? Gastronomically, it's exploding right now. But you know what? As good as it is, I always go eat taquitos because you just don't get them like that over here. At least I can't find them.
Somebody tried getting me to try that dish. It's corn and it's got like fungus on it, and I just wasn't gonna.
Oh yeah, huitlacoche. You can get that here. You can get it canned even. Huitlacoche is good.
You like it? I don't know.
Yeah. They call it corn smut. I mean, it's a fungus, but they call it corn smut. That's hilarious, I think. But it's good, though. Oh, yeah. You should try it. The one thing I won't try is, like, bugs. I'm not into chapulines and slugs. I mean, you know, don't knock it till you tried it, I know. But I'm going to have to be pretty dang hungry to do that. I'll tell you that right now.
Back to Bel Hernandez and Enrique Castillo. One of the things that I learned from them and just kind of picked up from them is how they refuse to give up creative control. What are your views on that? I think that's a good thing. You know what I mean? To not relinquish creative control with regard to our culture, and they just seem to just, that's their thing.
With regards to our culture, I think that should be rule number one. Because we're no longer the silent majority. If we see bullshit up there, we're going to call them out on. And they don't know us. They know us through their eyes, which are always, I'm not going to say racist eyes, but they know us what they've seen about us. They don't really know us. They don't know our culture. They don't know our idioms. They eat tacos at Taco Bell and they think it's taco. They don't know it. They have no idea what the hell, because it's called Taco Bell. By the way, it's named after a guy named Bell, not the tacos. So it's a tough gig, because if you don't give in a little bit, then there's no second project. And some people look at it that way. But then again, other people, they stand their ground and they get it, and they kick butt. Mm-hmm. They kick butt. So yeah, I think in terms of our culture, yeah, if they want to change the plot line, or we got so and so. I think I mentioned this the last time we spoke. All I ask for is balance. I'm not asking to be sanitized as a culture. We're all 100% good. There's no such thing as a narco. There's no such thing as a gang. You know what I'm saying? They exist, and that's fine. But show the other side too. When I did the bridge, that's the first thing I looked. I said, who are the leads? Okay, one of them's Mexican. Okay, I'll do it. Because balance. We're not saying we're Puritans and we don't have any bad guys or uneducated people or whatever you want to throw up there. We just want balance. Show the good people too. Show the people that are busting their hump, regardless. Show the people who are more American than Americans, who have to, in the face of racism, insist on being American. You know what I'm saying? It's like in Arizona, you guys got all those right-wing wackos over there.
Yeah.
You're more Mexican than a lot of other Mexicans, a lot of real Mexicans.
Dude,
they don't have to deal with these yahoos all the time.
I've been to the Arizona Capitol and to protest or to be at those legislative hearings, and I mean, I've had women, gray-haired women, tell me to go back to Mexico, and of course I tell them to get back on their Mayflower boat, and that's when I get on my little soapbox.
Good for you. No, yeah. Sick and tired of that. And, you know, President Gunn only empowered them, so it's 10 times worse now.
I'm like, you go back.
Attitude.
I was here first.
Yeah. That's right. No, tú dile. You tell them.
Okay, so I want to tell my audience about Daniel Mora, who is on the line with me. He's from the Los Angeles, California area, and he will be in a film named El Contratista, the contractor. And it's about 100 minutes. Director Jose Angel Henrickson, obviously, is a director of this 100-minute movie. It is going to be released, and it's this event where they're going to air this film will be at the Egyptian Theater Courtyard. Actually, the Egyptian Theater tomorrow.
At the theater, and then thing after the movie in the courtyard. No, next Tuesday. Next
Tuesday, May 15th, 7:30. Be there for the red carpet event. If you live in the LA area, meet the actors at 6:30. And the location is 6712 Hollywood Boulevard, Hollywood, California, 90028.
There might be around... I'm sorry, go ahead. Finish that.
Okay, so at the Egyptian Theater, 6712 Hollywood Boulevard, Hollywood, California, 90028.
The theater seats about 700 people. It's a historic theater. It's a beautiful theater. And there's only about, I'd say, 50 tickets left.
Ooh.
So, and we need an email to send a link to Eventbrite, and then they get their tickets there.
Okay.
And it's free.
Where can they, it says here by invitation only, so do they need to look you up, Daniel Mora, on Facebook and try to get a invite or RSVP?
Yeah, I guess it would work that way, but I don't know if when you're not friends or whatever. So if they don't get through that way, they can just send it to you, and I'll pick them from you. I don't know. I don't want to give you more work. Here I am giving you more work.
Okay. It's
but one way or the other. But like I said, there's only like 50 seats left.
50.
Yeah, out of close to 700.
Okay, to my audience, if you want tickets, there's only 50 left because there's already 700 people that are RSVPing to the El Contratista film. It's about a 100-minute film. The length of it is about 100 minutes. It's for next Tuesday, May 15th. 7:30. The red carpet event is at 6:30 at the Egyptian Theater, 6712 Hollywood Boulevard, Hollywood, California. Again, only 50 tickets left. If you want a ticket, shoot me a private message. I'm DeeDee Garcia Blase. You can hit me up on Facebook, or look up Daniel E. Mora on Facebook and try to get these last tickets. All right. So, is there anything that you want to leave with, Daniel?
Just, demand respect. Demand it.
Did you hear
Everybody.
that?
Regular citizens, actors, radio show hosts, demand respect.
You got it.
This is our country, too.
Where can my audience locate you? If they want to collaborate with you, hire you, where can they, what's the best way for them to reach you?
You can probably just send me an email.
Okay.
It's Daniel, Mora, JR @gmail.com.
Okay, so if you want to connect with Daniel, go ahead and shoot him an email. That's the best way. Daniel.mora.junior@gmail.com. Thank you so much for appearing on the show, and I hope to see you next Tuesday in Los Angeles.
All right. I hope so, too, DeeDee. Thank you very much for having me on your show. Again, it's a lot of fun, and I'm very honored. Thank you.
Thank you again. Hope to see you soon.
And thank you to your audience. Thank you for listening.
All right. Osvaldo says goodbye también.
Ahí nos vemos, Osvaldo, al rato.
That'll wrap up our show. Thank you for listening to the Tequila Onda show. I'm DeeDee Garcia Blase, and that's a wrap. Thank you so much.
Cool.